your uncle, AJ, he wasn't much older than you when he started drinking. Heavily. And it cost him. It cost me, it cost his family. So much. I don't want anything like that for you. I know, Dad. Just be careful. You screwed up. Thank God Rocco's okay. Learn from this and don't do it again.
I won't. Dante, I'm really sorry for everything.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you give us a minute? So, well, he understands he made a huge mistake and it won't happen again.
And
I don't know what you're asking.
well, I'm asking, what are you gonna do to help your kid? Make him understand the consequences of Rocco nearly getting killed.
Well, I talked to him. He gets it.
You know, when he was drinking in the park a year ago, Sam did something about it. You gotta do something.
I
Jason.
did.
Yeah, but maybe just talking to him isn't enough. Rocco almost died. And you know what else, Danny? Could be charged with accessory to manslaughter.
So where was your...
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here. And welcome to Afternoons. So when I was watching the previews for this episode the day before, I said I could not wait to see these scenes between Jason and Dante, man. Because as soon as Dante blamed Jason, I was like, oh boy, it's on like Donkey Kong, bro. So earlier in the episode, Dante immediately confronted Jason about this, and even though he didn't light him up like he did with Gio, he definitely blamed Jason for, Danny's actions with Rocco. And I was telling y'all, like, in the previous videos, Jason is definitely responsible for whatever Danny does. And even Jason said it himself, like, whatever happens, especially with you still being underage, like, I am going to be responsible for you, bro. Whatever you do is going to be a direct reflection on me. And so basically Dante was, he came after Jason saying, like, you're not responsible around your kid. He was really getting on Jason though. Like, he was really getting on Jason about that under his helmet, because they were at Sonny's house at first, and then Jason had to leave. And so later on, they were able to catch back up and continue the conversation privately. And this is going to be going into the next episode, their conversation. But we got enough of it towards the end where we could definitely talk about it, man. So anyway, so after Danny, I made a video. I think this is the previous video, yeah. Danny basically apologized to Dante. So make sure y'all watch that video if y'all want to get my immediate thoughts. This is a short video. Y'all want to get my immediate thoughts on, Danny apologizing to Dante and how that went. And so basically, Jason was just talking to Danny before about understanding the situation, because he did not want Danny to end up like AJ when AJ started drinking, and it affected the family and affected him and the family, you know what I'm saying? And so Dante knows about Danny and the situation where he was drinking himself. And so Dante kind of brought that stuff back up, like, and the amazing thing about this whole thing is that Danny was not drinking at the party. He was just playing volleyball, so he wasn't drinking like Rocco was. And that was the interesting thing about it with this situation. I think he had a few sips of the drinks that they was giving him, but he didn't really drink like that, like Rocco did. Rocco was hammering him down. He took shots like a little bit later as well with the other college kids, and that's why he was out the way he was. But Jason, was trying to tell Dante when Dante started to confront Jason about it. because he wanted to pick up the conversation where it was before. And because like I was telling y'all, Jason had to leave Sonny's house. But Jason says Danny understands that he made a mistake and won't happen again. And then this is when Dante was like, you know, asking him to what he will do to make his kid understand. And Jason was trying to explain to him, like I just talked to him about it. And Dante's like, you need to do more than just talking to Danny about the situation, because he says talking to him just isn't enough. And then that's when Dante actually threatened that he could charge Danny as an accessory to attempted manslaughter. See, Dante, he keeps... He's such a damn cop, man. You know what I'm saying? He's such a damn cop, bro. Because remember, he even threatened Gio with the same damn thing. Like he said, if you're responsible, man, I'm going to have you arrested. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how they, you know, how they charge minors with this type of stuff. I don't know if he could get tried as an adult. I don't know. I don't know, like, how that'll go, especially in the state of New York. I just don't know. But the thing is like, God damn. I mean, Dante was ready to put the shit on Danny for this. You know what I'm saying? And he kept on asking, like, what are you going to do to make sure it's better? But see, the thing I like about Jason is that Jason understands his position as a father, though. Like, even though he hasn't been a father too long directly with Danny on this stuff, father to Danny too long on this stuff, but he definitely understands, like, look, I can't be around my fucking kid all day. Like, and that's what Sonny was trying to explain to Dante. Like, look, dude, you ain't even around Rocco, because when Lois put you in check, Lois put him in check just yesterday and told him, like, look, where were you at? At least Gio was there. Where were you at, Dante? You was sitting up there talking to Lulu about that Brooklyn for the 1,000th time, bro. You could have been there with him. Y'all should have just went to the game. Y'all could have had that conversation that conversation you had with Lulu, you could have had that anytime. It would have at least made the boys stay away from that bonfire party, I'll tell you that. If y'all would have went to that Woodchucks game, you know what I'm saying? So, you sitting up here blaming everyone else. Where were you at, Dante? Where were you at? Where were you at? So, you ain't no better of a father than Jason if you really see it that way, bro. So, you trying to judge Jason because this happened? You know what I'm saying? Danny is his own person at the end of the day. I know he ain't old enough yet, but he's still his own person at the end of the day, man. So a lot of people have been wondering too with Danny how he's gonna end up turning out. And Danny, I don't think Danny's gonna turn out like AJ, and that'd actually be a damn nightmare if he turned out like AJ. But AJ is closer to Drew. Like you know, Drew is almost like AJ, man. So is he going to end up being like Drew or some shit? Like that'd be crazy, bro. I hope Danny is more of a neutral character, but they could end up changing his character as he gets older and make him an asshole, bro. Like, you know, you never know. You never know. It looked like at one point they were going in that direction with Michael. I remember when they were trying to change him a little bit, but they never did go all the way in on it. He stayed, you know, a pretty good guy. But, man, imagine if they changed him 180 and then kind of made Rocco more of a, you know, more of a sympathetic character. Because it seemed like they were kind of doing that with this whole thing, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to do that at least just yet. You know, I think Danny's going to remain neutral for a while, but it'd be interesting to see if they change anything. But we're going to pick this back up because this conversation continues tomorrow, so we're going to make sure we talk about this again tomorrow. But give me y'all early thoughts on this, man. Give this video a like, share, subscribe. Got one more video to do, then we're done, y'all, for the day. Thank y'all for watching. Afternoons to like.